The first leg really tilted the evening into his way. French officials, headed by Clément Turpin, VAR, of course, in operation. Well, Milan recognised the critical nature of scoring the first goal, and they have a much better chance, you feel, of getting it with the return of Rafael Leao. 10 days out with a groin problem. Elsewhere, 21-year-old German centre-back Malik Thiaw is referred to the veteran Simon Kjær, and Junior Messias came on for Benassa, who was injured early in the first leg. He keeps his place this evening. Inzaghi calls it one of the most important matches in Inter's history, and Pioli calling a performance from his players that is driven by an exceptional attitude to give the Rossoneri some semblance of a chance. Italian football needed something like this, you feel, in the Champions League. Inter in the last four for the first time since claiming what was their third European Cup in 2009-2010 under Jose Mourinho. For Milan, it's the first semi-final in 16 seasons. So it's a bit of making up the lost time in this city. Right wing back, the Dutchman Denzel Dumfries. Not shy of hurling it long towards Dzeko, who is penalised.
Yeah, a little shove in the back of Theo Hernandez. It's a decent throw from Dumfries. And there's a little shove in the back by the veteran centre-forward.
I was at a time not that long ago when Inzaghi was under pressure to keep his job. Here's Di Marco. Barella coming in, got a touch to it. Really difficult. Dzeko first time spin and shot, but the whistle had gone.
Good play from Inter, switching out to that left-hand side. Di Marco with a good cross. Don't think Inzaghi's particularly happy with the decision that Turpin gave there. Well, there is a little nudge in the back, but Tonali throws himself as far as he could forward.
Goes out of Di Marco. So Messias has had his moments this season. And everyone will have attacking thoughts tonight for the Rossoneri.
Well, there's another play you just saw on the ball there. Diaz, he's got to play well. Just goes beyond Çalhanoğlu, who brings him down. Diaz is the tricky player. He's the one playing in behind Giroud. Good cross of the ball on the right with Messias.
A very good header of the ball in Giroud. Thiaw's up there as well. And then a bit of a sighter, putting down a marker. Theo Hernandez, who has a whole portfolio of spectacular goals to his name.
Well, the goalkeeper was beaten. He started to go one way. The ball really swerved. It didn't go over the crossbar by too much there. And Nana was going to his left. Ball ended up going to his right.
First time by Di Marco. Good work from Dzeko. Headed by Acerbi. And then to try and get into the sort of stride they showed very early on. And worth a crack from Barella, who's got goals on his CV in this competition. He scored home and away against Benfica in the knockout stages.
He found a lot of space, didn't he, on the edge of the box. He'd already made a run into the penalty area. When they won the ball back, he was still making his way back to get onto an onside position.
Krunic. The goalkeeper's backpedaling here. Needed heading away to safety in the end by Damian.
Good play.
Real into danger for Inter.
Messias, good deep cross. Nana doesn't get anywhere near it. He actually goes into Dumfries. Giroud just heads it back into a good area. Tonali couldn't quite get there. Damian just getting it clear.
Tonali trying to put this one on the money. 10 minutes gone in the second leg. Diaz can't get that. crowd would think it was going to be a foul against Hernandez, but Tonali's playing on and the referee's letting that happen. Diaz, oh, he was wheeling away to celebrate.
Well, the Inter players are going mad at the referee. They think the decisions aren't going their way at the moment. That's where they wanted a free kick. And it looks like he was going to blow the whistle. Then he allowed play to go on. He does get a bit of the ball. Theo Hernandez is again trying to make a lot of it. But it's a poor effort in the end from Diaz. He has to score from there. On his weaker right foot, he's running away.
Yeah, he was wheeling away. Here's Rafael Leao, Tonali. Barella did well into moving to recapture the fluency with which they cut Milan apart in that first half. Mkhitaryan was part of that. He goes again. And still set up. Nicely set up by Dzeko. Mkhitaryan leaning back with the obvious consequence.
Mkhitaryan had a chance just before that. Theo Hernandez just got a slight challenge in. Blocked the shot from Mkhitaryan.
Now here's Leao, slipped by Darmian. This is the moment for Milan. Leao, well, Onana reached out for it. Leao could have turned this into a tricky situation for Nerazzurri.
Well, it may have hit him on the arm. He bundles Darmian away, then he goes past the next player. The Cherby comes out, beats him for pace down the outside. He's very unlucky. Just uses the inside of his left foot to try and pass it into the corner. They're saying it was a handball. Probably was.
Well, there is that restriction now that if a hand is used by the goal scorer, but that actually usually applies to sort of penalty box handball.
Yeah, silly challenge really from Tomori. Can't get that tight. Dzeko's not going to run down the outside of him. Let him take his first touch and then try and maybe win it back off of him.
Dzeko made sure he was fouled and takes his place in the middle. Çalhanoğlu with the ball in, and it's just about kept out by Maignan. That's a telling touch.
Well, Milan defend this really deeply. Not sure who gets the touch. Was it Dzeko?
I think it was.
And it's a great save, great reaction. Just gets enough on it with that right arm. And he goes on to his left hand. Çalhanoğlu is...
his eyes staring up there at the ball. You'd think sometimes that the eyes would be shut after the contact. And Maignan, who was absolutely thrilled, I think, to keep it out in the first place, then saw himself on the ground and the ball up above him. But it's still 0-0 in the second leg. The silly free kick given away by Tomori against Dzeko. Very nearly led to Dzeko from Çalhanoğlu's ball in, opening the scoring tonight.
Yeah, it is Dzeko. Milan claim there's a little push in the back. And it's Tomori that gets the clearance away, but excellent save. Just kept his team in this here.
But it's a corner. No one picking up Bastoni. It's towards the near post. It's over him. Barella. Lautaro Martinez wants to get his shot away and does. Just reaching for it in the end. Not to be in total control. Good spell for Inter.
Yeah, did really well to buy himself that little bit of space. You can see his standing foot just went away from him.
Whistle goes. Not for half-time. Ball by Giroud.
Yeah, that's what he was. That's what the referee gave, but I'm not sure it's quite the right decision. Does it come off his arm? It comes off his head.
Yeah. And Diaz went in. I shared that expression really. Last action in the first half. Stuart, what have you made of it?
Well, it's been cagey. Milan have had slightly more possession. They've created two big chances. One for Leao and one for Diaz. They didn't take those. That may come back to haunt them, but this is still on a knife edge. You still think Milan might get something in the second half.
Inter have certainly looked like they're capable of scoring again, but they haven't broken through. And at half-time in the second leg here in the San Siro, some protests going on from the Milan point of view. It's the whip hand. A significant action so far happened last Wednesday. But as Pioli said, it's getting the first goal, not when that matters, it's just getting it. And they've still got plenty of time. If they get one, to turn one into two, and who knows, Stuart Robson, we might get the sort of turnaround that Milan are hoping for.
Absolutely. What they can't do is concede that first goal to Inter, who've not threatened that much. Great save we saw from Magnon from the free kick. But apart from that, they've had one or two moments, but haven't been at their best Inter so far.
Henry is on the ball here. 1-2 with Barella. Now, what's gone on in the middle, focusing on the ball down by the touchline.
Well, Acerbi, I think, has stepped on Tonali's foot as the ball was about to be crossed into the box. The referee saw it, had the assistants tell him. Acerbi's apologising. Oh, he knew exactly what he was doing there. He can apologise all he wants. He knew exactly what he was doing there, and that's a silly challenge.
Calabria. Konic for Calabria. Chance to get a cross in. Knocked down by Leao. Didn't quite come through to Messias, but that was a much better kind of cross, Stuart.
Get the ball wide, get crosses into the box. They had 5 players in there, Milan. Giroud was waiting to volley it with his right foot. Leao was trying to head it down to Messias.
It's still possible, Stuart, isn't it?
It still is, yeah. Just need that one goal, Milan, to put Inter under a bit of pressure, get the crowd edgy.
Gosens. Lukaku. Lautaro. Gosens almost tackling Lukaku. Back for Lautaro. And that's surely settled it now. It's squeezed in at the near post. Captain fantastic for Inter. And the aggregate lead is 3-0, thanks to the first goal of the second leg, coming after 73 minutes.
And that really should be it, shouldn't it, for Inter? Here it is again. He tries to get away, tries to set up Gosens. There's the mix-up, certainly not offside. There's the first touch. He actually slices it off the outside of his boot. Maybe the goalkeeper could have done better with that right hand.
It was clever, Stuart, how he stayed onside. There were a couple of occasions where he might have got trapped. And there's his reward. And Inter surely heading for Istanbul.
Well, the first touch is what makes it for him. Just gets it out of his feet. It then means the defender can't get across there and make the challenge. And look what it means to him and those Inter fans. I think it's fair to say the stadium is rocking.
Yeah, the fans, Inter, of course, in the minority, and they won here 2-0 last week. So they're getting their fill now.
They've dealt with Theo Hernandez really well. Just falls into Brozovic there. Barella committed the foul. But Theo Hernandez is such a threat usually for Milan. He's not been given the space or time to work.
Taken by Hernandez. And they're big enough to get the first contact, and Giroud could only glide it wide.
Big chance for a player of Olivier Giroud's quality. Here's the third goal in the tie. That's the first touch that makes it. Well, what a turnaround for that man as well. Only a few weeks ago, under big pressure, they were outside the Champions League spots. They weren't having a great season. They were losing to some of the weaker sides in Serie A. And they've won several games on the trot.
Martinez got the goalkeeper off his line and actually didn't really try to chip him, but shot. And and Maignan was able to reach it.
Here's the moment. I think he was trying to chip it, but got too much on it, didn't he? Fairly comfortable save for the goalkeeper in the end.
So an Inter corner. It went behind Lukaku, trying to anticipate a ball being deflected into that sort of area just beyond the far post.
That's the position that so many great centre-forwards take up from a set play. Make that run towards the far post. So many balls end up going there. Mobley does it. Or Lazio, time after time. I played with a player at West Ham, Tony Cottee, who always ended up, no matter what the coach said for him to go, he always ended up in that position.
And got a bundle of goals. Brozovic. Correa. Now Darmian. A bit short from Brozovic, but then Leao hasn't been the catalyst for change that Milan hoped he would be. And Inter is trying to ram the result in. Lukaku. Still on loan from Chelsea, technically. New manager, Mauricio Pochettino, coming in the summer. See what he wants to do with the Belgian. Might get himself a goal here, and still might. Couldn't resist it in the end, Bastoni.
Well, Lukaku did well to get a shot away the first time. Goes between the legs of Kalulu. And a good save by Maignan. And Bastoni's got a great left foot, as we know. He slices across that volley.
Theo Hernandez. Cherby concedes a late corner.
Well, how many times has he done that when the ball's been played into the box? And Cherby has got there first, whether it's been in front of Giroud, behind Giroud. He's made some very good decisions to Cherby.
Well, on the corner, there's Lukaku to head it away. No letting up at the back for Inter. And that really sums up, I suppose, the hatless nature of the semi-final at tiring Tomori. Virtually the last kick of this second leg. Inter are into the Champions League final. They've been thoroughly deserving of this. As Stuart said, the first 15-20 minutes of the first leg really decided the destiny of it. Tighter in this second leg. Milan still unable to score. And as Lukaku celebrates the victory, Lautaro Martinez, the captain of Inter, wrapped it up tonight, Stuart.
Yeah, he did. They didn't have to play at their best, Inter. They didn't play on the front foot the whole game, but they looked to threaten the counter-attack. And you have to say, all over the pitch, they defended well enough to stop Milan really being a threat over the two games. Fully deserved for Inter.
1-0 on the night, 3-0 aggregate. They go to Istanbul, Internazionale.
So those first 11 minutes of the first leg proved decisive. Inter gain revenge for that semi-final defeat in 2003 and go through to their first Champions League final for 13 years. On Wednesday, Real Madrid attempt to reach their 18th European Cup final at the expense of Manchester City, who are unbeaten in their last 25 European home games. A local tussle witnessed by the whole of Europe, guaranteed to end with vividly contrasting emotions. The onus was on Milan, but they never seriously threatened to reduce the two-goal first-leg deficit before Lautaro Martinez put the issue beyond doubt to take Inter into the final. Bye for now.